Yo, what is going on YouTube? It is Dylan. We are back here with another ability tier list. Today we got wide receiver. But before we get into that, make sure if you are new, leave a like on this video and also subscribe if you are new. I drop daily Madden content on the channel. On the road to 2K subscribers, really want to hit that before Madden 22. If all new people do subscribe, one, I greatly appreciate it, and two, we would hit that goal a lot faster. And if you do enjoy this content, we're going to be doing the same things in Madden 22. Best abilities, best players, best schemes. So make sure to go ahead, hit that sub button. First things first though, we're going to get it started with abilities that I just didn't get a picture of. One is going to be Recuperation, which for a wide receiver I'd probably put it in the C tier. It does help replenish stamina, but given that bench press and stuff like that isn't really a meta anymore, I'm going to put it just in the C tier. It's like a solid ability. It does what it says it does. And we're going to start off with this ability right here, which is like chuck out or something like that for DBs. But I thought this picture looked funny enough, and we're going to act like this is Honorary lineman. Okay, I think Honorary lineman is an ability with potential that I don't think a lot of people run. When I was running a slot a little bit, I would run Honorary lineman on both receivers, and the DBs did not shed me. So I think this ability right here has potential to make some shotgun run schemes even better than what they already are, especially like the RPO offenses with a lot of bubbles that rely on good wide receiver blocking. I'm gonna put it in the A tier. I'm gonna put it in A tier. I really like the ability. It is a tad expensive and you have to commit to running the ball if you do run this, but Honorary alignment I think is one that has a lot of potential, so I'm gonna put it in the A tier. It could be B tier, but I'm gonna put it in the A tier because I really like it. Now some of the ones that I'm not really gonna spend a whole lot of time on is all these after the catch abilities for a wide receiver. They're pretty much all gonna go in like the D tier. I really am not a fan of all these. These include bruiser, bulldozer, spin cycle, armbar, jukebox, and evasive. For a running back, I have different rankings for them, which I dropped yesterday. On a running back, I do like them. Having to like force feed your wide receiver in order for these abilities to activate, I just don't really see how you're gonna do it. And the only one that I'm not putting D tier is leapfrog, which is going F tier. It doesn't help with the jurtle, and it also, hurdles are so hard to, you know, just even get, period. I think this ability is one that will like activate once every blue moon, and when it activates, sure, it's pretty cool and it's pretty fun, but like, I don't know, I like my abilities to be a little bit more consistent. And while we're in the F tier, we're just gonna get some abilities out the way. Return man I think is an awful ability, especially given that everyone will kick to your fullback anyway. There's just no point in running it. Sure, it basically gives you human joystick on kickoff returns. If you're getting kickoff returns a lot, that's not a good thing, so you don't even really want to have this ability on because you don't want to be getting a lot of kickoff. And also gotta put these ones in there like closer, clutch, homer, indoor baller. I don't think these are good because they just boost you to get your X factor faster, which with receivers, I mean, double me is pretty good, but like, is it good enough to justify running these when there's a lot of abilities that will help you a lot on every play? I don't think so. Now I rearranged these so we can go ahead and talk about all the route runs at the same time. Now I think for sure all of these ones are at least A tier. So deep end is for sure going A tier. It does what it says it does. It can beat man coverage with deep end routes. It can go ahead boost your catching as well. I really like these abilities. It's just the combo of them for me, I think some are better, which is why deep out is going to go ahead and be an S tier ability. I think deep out is one of the best abilities in the game. Not only does it give you better route running, not only does it go ahead and give you better catching as well, but what it does, deep out will go ahead. You ever get those really bad sideline animations where it's like you know for sure your receiver should catch it, get his 2 feet inbounds? Deep out on like deep crossers and stuff like that, that goes ahead and gets rid of that animation, and they just get their 2 feet in bounds, and it's really, really nice. If you have any plays with deep crossers, deep corner routes, stuff like that, run deep out on them because it'll save you a lot of frustration of getting cheated. Now mid in and mid out for me are both going A tier. I really like them on like curl routes and stuff like that. I think they're good. It's just not on the level of deep out because deep out just like will save you a lot of times. Now this one might be a little bit, I don't want to say controversial, but even on a wide receiver, I think short in and also short out, I'm putting S tier. Short out, for example, will activate on S post as soon as they go ahead and cut in, and this just cooks man coverage. I was wondering why my S posts weren't getting open, and I was running like deep in, deep out on them, but it's short out that you need from the beat man coverage. And short in, I've talked about short in so many times before. It activates on like short corner routes. It activates on so much. It's just really, really good. Basically with deep out and short in, you basically get routetech, which is why routetech for me is going like probably in like the C tier now. I think it's an okay ability, but comboing these abilities right here is definitely the move because you even save AP. Even on route runners, routetech is 3 AP, which deep out and short in is only 2. So I think just comboing abilities instead of running routetech is way better than just running routetech, because routetech does not give you the boosted catching, and it only cancels out 1 step. Even if there is man coverage on them, if they have these abilities on them and they have a step, you're gonna catch the ball. Grab and go. Grab and go for me, it's borderline A, but I'm gonna put it top in the B. I really like it on wide receivers. It basically turns into human joystick after the catch. If you use it correctly, it is very, very good. Things like gunslinger weren't needed on your quarterback. I could definitely see a lot of people running grab and go. It's a good ability. It's just not as good as like some of these top end ones. Human joystick, honestly, human joystick is just a more expensive version of grab and go. If you want human joystick on a wide receiver, just run grab and go. Literally on jet touch passes, it's gonna work the same. On drags, everything after the catch, it's gonna work the exact same. I think human joystick, you could honestly put it in the D tier as well. I'm gonna put it D because it's just so expensive, and grab and go is literally just better human joystick for a wide receiver. Matchup nightmare. Matchup nightmare on physical receivers for 1 AP is an absolute steal. I'm going to put it, it could be S. It could be S. Because I feel like it activates on everything, and I think this ability is glitched. It does not activate on only linebackers. If you watch any of my previous videos when I was using Devontae Parker with Matchup Nightmare, it activates on freaking everything. I'm gonna put it S just because I think it's that good. On physical receivers, Matchup Nightmare for 1 AP is an absolute steal. If you haven't used Matchup Nightmare on a physical receiver, try it out. It is so good. Now we're gonna go ahead and take a look. We got outside apprentice. I think this is slot apprentice, and I think this is wide receiver apprentice. Now, honestly, all these abilities would probably be F tier because you should just run a QB with high route master. I'm gonna rate them as if your quarterback doesn't have high route master. Outside apprentice, I would say is probably C. Only 2 good high routes you get for this is the fade stop, and also you get post. A lot of playbooks have stock post already. The fade stop is nice, but like I don't think it's good enough to put it like A or B. Like wide receiver apprentice right here is really nice, but it's 2 AP, so for that reason I'm gonna put it on the C tier level as well. It's just a tad more expensive. But Slot Apprentice, I think Slot Apprentice is B. The game first comes out, Slot Apprentice is S. These have the best hot routes. You get a good post, you get a crosser, you get a corner route, and I can't remember the other one on top of my head. And for some reason, I am completely blanking on the other hot route, but based on no hot route master, it's an S tier ability, so I'm gonna move these 2 up as well. I do like them. I think Outside Apprentice is a tad like not really as good as Slot Apprentice, and also Wide Receiver Apprentice is a tad more expensive. So I'm gonna put Wide Receiver Apprentice actually in the A tier. I'm gonna go Slot Apprentice, Wide Receiver Apprentice, and then Outside Apprentice. Red Zone Threat, I'm gonna put in the C tier. It's kind of weird seeing it on the same tier as routetech. I'm gonna move it down actually because it's just an inconsistent ability, and I hate inconsistencies. You can throw it up one play and they'll ag like 3 defenders with a straight face. Next play you'll throw it up, you get picked, and then you'll get picked 10 times in a row, and then another 3 times they'll ag their defender, and then you'll get picked again. So inconsistent, hate it. Second win right here, I'm gonna put in the B tier. Again, given that bench press isn't really a meta anymore, it's still good because your receivers do get tired from time to time. I just think now you don't really need it because you already have such good wide receivers. It's really good in like regs or like CFN, but in Ultimate Team not really needed. Now Energizer, I'm gonna put Energizer in the C tier. It does replenish stamina after a successful skill move, but like you're gonna have to force feed your wide receiver, and you're just gonna get them even more tired if you're just doing skill moves. So I don't really know. Slot-o-matic right here. Talk about an ability that used to be S tier. I think it's better than routetech because I believe on slot receivers you can get this for 2 AP, I believe. I think it's better than routetech. I'm gonna put it like, I could see it A. I'm gonna put it B because I don't really get how it works anymore. It used to be so good and activate on like every route, but now it's like it doesn't really even work half the time, and it doesn't even activate. Still think it does give the boosted catching, but the route running benefits, you have more luck running these receiving abilities like deep in, mid out, all that stuff than Slot-o-matic. Now wide receiver Playmaker for sure, gotta be S tier. One of the most broken abilities in the game. The only downside is it is 6 AP. It costs a lot, but if you're willing to spend the AP cost, it is so good, and this can make an entire offense. Can beat man, can beat zone, very good. I'll reach forward on a wide receiver. I'm gonna put this like around the running back abilities right here that a receiver can get in the D tier. I just think again, it can be really, really nice sometimes. You know, you pass your receiver on like a 3rd and 5, they get 4 yards, but they get a crazy reach forward animation, get the first down. You would have to, again, force feed your wide receiver, which I just am not a big fan of. Let me know down in the comments though what you did think of this tier list. I think a lot of people are going to be mad with me about routetech, but that's just my personal opinion. I just don't see the point in routetech anymore, especially when these abilities right here basically will give you routetech. It basically makes routetech useless. Yeah, like I said at the beginning of the video, make sure to go ahead, leave a like on this video, and also subscribe if you are new. But other than that, man, has been your boy Dill, and I'm out. Peace, y'all.